instead of heading to our pickup box. The idea really is with what we did last night was trying to tap into the power of music. I suppose to try and convey some messages around the importance of, I'm trying not to use good words, but yeah, just the power of what you young ones want to do, things that you want to do. So can we start over here and just go around and introduce ourselves?
Tora, Maika, Tāwhara, and I wasn't a lawyer. I think I'll be roving around with bands thinking I was musical, but I live my thing, particularly my children who love music and live and breathe it, and yeah, I love supporting Nanatahi who want to do music for a hobby or career.
I'm Willie. Obviously it's actually supporting my son over here.
I was going to introduce yourself.
Sorry, what was it?
Just introduce yourself to who you are.
Okay, my name's Tani. I'm from Taranaki.
My name is Tuko. I'm from Taranaki.
I'm Jackie. I used to live in Karnataka, but now I live in Auckland. I'm now several things. I've rode my horse from Clark to Cape Riona and really welcome here the Tangata Whakatau. It's 20 years ago now.
Got here to be Kaitaia Workshop. Te katoa, Rezi kia koe wha, so kana te rangi tira nei, nau mai haramai ki waingi a tātou, ki wiki pika, ki ura whinua, nau mai haramai. E taonga koe, me tō rōpu kōru hoki, nō reira, me miri mahana, me miri arutaki a tātou, ko tai mai tēnā koe. Tai no ki te runga, tēnā tātou katoa, kia Good everyone, my name is George Scott, and come from a small but really cool little place called Apati. Apati, yep. Love it out there. Here with my wife and my tamariki. We've got 5 tamariki together. Carolyn. We've worked in education and youth work and the music industry for a long time now. It's something that we're really passionate about, and how we usually kind of intertwine those is usually first and foremost with our own tamariki, and then with our rangatahi around town. But yeah, but many to grateful for coming up, and love your kaupapa, awesome kaupapa, and you know, I think that there's potential for this kaupapa, and I look around our community and I could probably rattle off a whole number of rangatahi out there that would really benefit from this kaupapa, which is a bit of a shame. But aha kōkau here to your painamu, kei konei mātou, hei tautoko i a koe. Yeah, so yeah, that's just a little bit about that's basically this work is we have our own consulting business, and we consult around various organisations, and government, etc. around kind of the far north. So yeah, sure.
Carolyn. So I'm a mum, first and foremost, if I do for tamariki. So that's very much what I love to do. I don't think I just love working for our community. So whether it's playing in the skate park or doing a workshop with other people, or working with a group of parents around creating strategies. It's the kind of the things I like to do. So I have a background in education as well, so it's kind of been my passion for about 10 years now. And yeah, that's just, I kind of like to work behind the scenes and behind people. This is Patewa in the 7, he's our baby, and he is our taonga. can see. And he's just so much fun. Fun to that. This is led by Harry Core. You want to introduce yourself? Okay. Hi, I'm Melania.
Hello, my name is Eli.
I'm from Kaitaia.
So this thing started from, this idea started for me when I was 17. Grew up in a place called Te Ahu, and the children probably seen a movie called Once a Warrior, but that was, I had my own Jack the Muss. He was in there doing all those naughty things to my mum that he shouldn't have been doing. And so what's at the heart of this particular program is role modeling. And so I could tell from a young age that, ooh, there's something that I don't want to be. So I'm going to do everything inside of me to not be that person. And so in order to take one role model away, you've got to replace him with someone else. And the people that I looked up to were people that were on television. You fellas are probably way too young to remember that they're guys like Frank Sinatra, Fred Astaire. They could all act, they could all dance, they could all sing. And the intention was, I knew that although my dad was doing these things that weren't nice for my mum, at the heart of it was love. But he didn't know how to say that, he didn't know how to show that. And these other fellas bought flowers and they said it, and sung songs, singing in the rain, all that sort of stuff. And that was just resonated with me. I mentioned in the corridor yesterday that I was 5, a little bit younger than this fellow, lying at my nan's house in bed, looking up at the ceiling, listening to my nan and 5 of my dad's sisters harmonised to a song called Blue by You. And that was me for the rest of my life. I knew that was the thing I was always going to pursue. And so I've been pursuing of that. Been, doing the cover music scene for the last 2 years, which has been tons of fun. The guy that was on the laptop last night playing, we've done 2 albums together. He's magic. I'm very lucky to call him a friend musically. Dennis Hickey was another. So we've recently, I've not been aware of his career for such a long time. He's a monster when it comes to musicianship. They are both monsters in their own respect. And so they bring out the best, the ideas to bring out the best in each other. So that if you're living the dream, you're always, it's a constant challenge to be better. Ooh, I think that no better on that. I'm going to increase my range and I'm going to chase and how do I find different ways to be able to be better at the thing that I love. And so that sort of created it. And then so I guess I was lucky enough in 92, after 20 years history in fitness industry, worked for these mills, did all those bits and pieces, and I got a little bit disenchanted, I suppose, by, a little bit annoyed that, use other words, as I walked around the gym, and talked about, and asked people how their day was. No one was doing what they loved to do. They did what they did to make money, to put food on the table, which you have to do sometimes. And when I asked them about it, there's no enthusiasm in their voice or anything, but when you ask them, oh, what would you like to do? This whole new era took on. I said, what do you do? Oh, I can't go do this. And it annoyed me. It annoyed me so much. I've been trying to do something to change this. So in 92, God, I wasn't even born yet, but in 92, I wrote how I was going to stand on stage, sing songs, use role play scenarios, using all this role modeling stuff to help at school assemblies to ask, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Spend your time, as you said, spend your time doing that thing. Get that education that you need to be that thing that when you wake up in the morning, whoa, I don't need anything else but to chase the thing that I love. And it's about, it's because I think there's a system that's in place that we all fit into, we all born, we all say goodbye at some particular point. What are we going to do in that time? And if you can help, to my mind, if you can help identify whatever the dream is, then you can either know how to get there, and if you don't know, then that's part of where we're trying to be. And I talked about the work that you fellas are doing to help give us skills, give knowledge, fill that kitty with different things. So that's at the heart of what we're doing. So music is the point to connect for us on this particular cohort. We came through in 2013, and the iDream project website we've got a whole lot of role models. So we've filmed a career for every leader of the alphabet. We've got accountants through the zookeepers, and we'll go through some of that stuff. But there's a male and female for each of those careers. It shares their journey under the way that we look at our PO. So our PO around dreams, family, health, life, culture, education, and how you balance all of those things in your journey to the person that you want to be. So that's what these are about. And that's the
To be honest, I sort of don't believe in dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like, if you look at successful people, they don't say that they dream, they do what they like, work for it, I guess. Yeah. That's what I sort of believe in. Like, yeah, it's pretty much it. So I sort of want to be a PE teacher, like, because I know I can do it.
Yeah.
And like, if I could do something that's pretty hard, well, own a couple of businesses and like gyms and stuff like this. Yeah.
So I mean, in terms of, I guess, which is great. You don't have to use the word dream to mean whatever your goal is to be that thing. I think the important thing, as you said, when there's something that drives you, and you've got something that puts your time and energy and your choices to, then there's really nothing in the world that can stop you from doing it, apart from you saying, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. And I guess that's the nature of the structure of this, is that potentially, let's just say that 5 years from now I want to be a gardener. There's nothing to say that won't stop. I've got the determination and passion to be able to do it. Once you decide, you're gone. So that's awesome. And that's one of the keys. I suppose that's the 3 phases that we look at, is a recognition phase of what we want to do. If you do know, sweet. If you don't know, then time is on your side. But when you do decide, you're going, well, you line it up. What about our next break? Do you know what you want to do?
I'm keen to work in the IT industry, specifically in the graphic design, art. Yeah, that would be cool.
Any goals that you've got around that? In terms of, is there something you want to design to do, you want to be responsible for making, or you got anything inside that? Just about you, Bob? Where does that dream come from? You got a favorite player?
Yeah, favorite player is moving.
Nice. Well, just so happens that on our website, we have Maria Tutai's story. And so the interesting thing is that I asked Maria Tutai, that beautiful lady that sat right over there when I was interviewing her, and asked her these questions. So that's there for you, but there's a reason. It's there for you to look at every single day if you need to. So that it joins you. And so what we're trying to do with the program, because we've got A to Z, it caters for whatever you do. And so our goal is to film as many of them and that's why we were here the other day, we filmed some local people, and the goal hopefully was, I think you put in some of the powers I mentioned before, he pulls some of it, then we can look at a wider series, dynamic role models here, because we want. But then you've got a Maria Tutai, which is fantastic. And we've got some Tim Morrisons and some Ruben Wickies. They're all massive, massive people. But people here need to know people here that have done great things from here. That's the purpose. So if we can get a series that reflects here and with alongside you guys to flesh up the program and make it consistent. Cool. Are there other things that you aspire to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, absolutely. I think we're always going to dream. I think for us when we've stopped dreaming, that's when we've just accepted how things are now. So we always have goals that we aspire to, even with our business. We obviously want to get that up to a stage where we're delivering quality services to nationwide. So obviously not just in the communities that can live and we know, but we want to expand that. And just in terms of our development in our industry, in the IT industry, we obviously want to encourage our young people into that industry at the moment, and so we're still looking at ways that we can do that for our business, especially up here, and try to get our young people access to quality training, things like coding, and because it's such an up-and-coming industry in New Zealand, it's growing really fast, and our challenge is always to stay up with what's out there, because there's always something new happening, and we're always trying to discover what that is and figure out. But because it is a growing industry, we really try to push our boundaries all the time in terms of our business.
I think it's important to dream. I still dream about what's on sort of a dream of myself. But I think that I suppose if I would do this as a career, I think I am doing my career through my dream, and that has come with a lot of sacrifice, and reprioritisation of a lot of things in our lives and that. But I think I just dream about kind of inspiring people and moving people on. But I think I like to inspire and encourage others to do the stuff that we do. Not just in, and I'm not talking about monetary, but inspire. I like to inspire and motivate other people in our community to do stuff to support these types of things, like Micah and myself and Rana and because we're all the usual suspects, right? that rock up to be these sorts of things. So for me, it's about challenging other people's perception, and continually to challenge our community. We can always do things kind of, better, and then I think in regards to our careers and our business, we love it. Our challenge, I suppose at the moment too is about how we can. I'm really interested in developing tools and stuff specifically built for, especially in the IT and tech area, that are specifically built for kaupapa Māori, for education, for our rangatahi, for the marae, for our communities. So I try and dream about things like that.
I want to go back to something you said, because when I was about 8, I read this book, a school book, and it had an excerpt from a man who rode from Buenos Aires right up to Washington DC in the early 1900s, 2 horses, and that was my dream too. So from about that age, and I wanted to ride from Dr. Cape Rema. And at first I thought I'm going to be the most beautiful girl who ever does it in the quickest time. And I got to do it when I was 45. And it took me, it was 10 months, the journey, but it was 100 days riding, because obviously you couldn't ride every day, and I had all sorts of adventures en route. But the same, because I had 2 horses, a pack horse and a brown horse and a dog. And people used to come up to me and say, oh, you look like you're going somewhere, where you off to? And we were once in the South Island, I said, oh, I'm going to Cape Rema, I think I've got to cross a little bit of a creek on the way. And she said, oh yeah, that's right. She said that. She said, you've got to cross a creek. But so many people come up to me, and after they learned about my journey, they said, oh, you know what, I've always wanted to. One man wanted to paddle his canoe right around the North Island. Another guy wanted to swim the length of so-and-so and sail around the country, and all these dreams that people have, and then life gets in the way. They get a mortgage or they get a family, and they never fulfill their dreams. It's so sad, because you've only got this life, and you get to the day that you're going to die, and you think, well, I never did do what I wanted to do. It's too late.
Carnival's a skateboarding at the moment. I just want to be a professional skater when I'm older. Head to San Francisco, fly somewhere else. bring them into it. Okay, back.
What about you, bro?
Just one comment, sir.
You always got dreams, big wild dreams. You've got to inspire with a good head, or the dreams that you know that are attainable. The question you asked is, am I living my dream at the moment? The work that I do, no, I really enjoy it. That provides for my needs. So yeah, I really enjoy it, but I don't have my growth. But it's not what I want to do. So I'm doing a business plan at the moment. And, the mission for that is, on those sort of missions. The mission is to inspire the masses to sustainable well-being, and the vision for that is to create sustainable wellness programs that make a difference. And there are all sorts of programs that people can inspire them to have the confidence in decisions, to be able to trust what they're doing, and to do these programs that can help them trust, their own decisions in life. And because that's what I believe, and what I go through myself, is that a lot of issues that I have in life, or troubles or struggles, is that trusting your own decisions and believing that you know what's best, and giving you trust yourself again. And also communities, there's a lack of communities. We've lost that community thing. There's also we've lost that family thing as well. I know in Māori we have all these great what farmer is, you have all this ownership on things, but you need to start to show more people that live there and live those things. So they're very inspired. So yeah, that's the dream, is to get on with that mission and that vision, and yeah, I mean, as you get older, you get more mature, and things seem to be more attainable, or you're more willing to try those things. It's the first time I heard of you guys. I come from Dartmoor to keep my sons for the holidays, and the mum said he's going to be here tonight, last night, and here today, so I said, we'll get that done before we go for the holidays. So,
Because I have kind of goals in this area as a mama, goals in this area as a lawyer, goals in this area as, social community goals. Totally hear everyone's what they're doing, and I'm totally there too. So it's an ongoing, evolutionary type kind of thing for me, and I guess it's refreshing hearing whakaaro like that, because when we were growing up, we didn't really just have to go and get the potatoes and then go get the water to do the dishes, and we couldn't really think, we just did. But our tamariki these days, it's so awesome that they already kind of know I can do what I need to do to get to where I want to be. So that's awesome, and that's what I want for every tamariki to know, that they have a direction and they can get to where they want to be at the end of it. Working with families up here in the not so nice sense, there's shifts and courts and things like that. I try every day, do my little bit to inspire or uplift them, hoping that within their whānau that will rub off on their kids and their neighbours, and then the street, and then the neighbourhood, and so I kind of every day try and do a little bit. And hopefully it grows.
I first delivered a course like this. There was, and we just finished filming Winter Warriors back in the day, and we got a chance under my original concept was that when I was thinking I wanted to build this academy that could meet your dreams. And I guess I was talking about myself because I came from an environment that didn't have a mum and dad. Fathers are absolutely lucky to have a mum and dad that dream that way and encourage your dreams. So, because my mum and dad were too busy doing their thing that they couldn't support us, and I was the eldest. There was, I was the eldest of 7, because they weren't together. It was obviously. So I thought, like, can I build an academy that could nurture dreams? And part of my thing, my first 2 loves were rugby and music. And I thought this academy could nurture that, and that would be the start. And then so what came out of it was just the opportunity to look at what we had to do, and the course that we ran, which is give you a chance to look at what that looks like up here. The course that we ran enabled me to bring in people like Zim and Book and Tim and Morrison. They came in and they shared their stories using this to where 6 youth groups got the opportunity to get this funding. And so for all of my stuff, I invited the other groups in to listen to these fellows share their stories to help inspire me. And the team came up with the idea. They said to me, bro, as much as I love you, and this was after the 3rd time he came to share stories, why don't you just film me so that I technically don't have to be there? And that's where the idea for filming, so you can watch me at 2 times, you can watch when we're here. So the gist of this particular, the way the flow works is to help recognise and hopefully we can use our music as a point to connect, and these types of workshops to ask what they want. But there's normally an assumption sometimes that our kids don't know what they want to do. So they're not given that chance, and it's simply done by what is it that we want. So the course that we ran was because of the then Labour Department, or the Winds Department, had identified anyone that had been on the dole for over 12 months, lacked direction, lacked motivation, all those bits and pieces. But so I designed my program based on this, and all it did was exactly that, was ask, what do you want to do? Everyone would say what it was. So to take this and basically throw it away, because they assumed that our kids didn't know what they wanted to do. 100% didn't know how to get there. And then that's what the work became. So that's the development phase, as to what does it take to be that thing that you want. And so if we can just one more round, if we can, just about, and then we'll just take a quick look at this, what the website that looks like. But just in what you're doing, wherever you want to go, you know what the steps are to be that thing.
I've finished level 3 here at health and physical education, and then I've got to go to university for 4 years, and then that's pretty much it. So, and that's pretty much it.
So yes, if I can relate to that, being in that industry, worked in there for 20 years, I went straight to there after school, apart from developing music. But on the website, there's a guy called Philip Mills, who helped kickstart the Les Mills chain of fitness that's around the world, and a lady by the name of Emma Barry. So although the resources suited to male and female, I say that when I interviewed those 52 people, like you, you could feel I wanted to be that, or you could walk a mile in their shoes, because how they shared around this particular topic. They made you feel what they felt. All those early mornings they had to get up and do their training for Maria too tired to be a silver fern. It's hard work, massively hard work. But that's the requirement to be that thing. And then when you've got the drive, it's easy, and get up and want to do that. So do you know what it takes to be that, to work in space?
Yeah, I used to take basics, English, maths, ICT, and frequency. After that, I plan to head down to Christchurch, Exeter Polytechnic, named Levy, and hold a bunch of courses from graphic design to website development, to MediaWorks, filmmaking. So I plan to head there after I finish school.
The support mechanism that we've got just on the website is it links you through to what the steps are in education. So you can have a look at a role model of someone that's working in what you know. As I mentioned, there's an awesome lady and a good friend of mine, Emma Barry's her name, and she's the head choreographer for Les Mills, personal trainer, got a master's degree and all those bits and pieces to do with the fitness industry. But through career services that we've got a link to, it can step you through what skills you need to have to work in that space, and where you can go to find out where those skills are and how long it may take you. Something Joyce really said, and when you know what the journey is, sometimes it's easier to take the steps. That's just simply the website. It's at iDreamproject.com, and it's just got the dates of our tours and bits and pieces, some of the activities that we're doing for our fundraising. And then there's examples of, down here is the collection. So we've got the different careers that we've got. We're trying to find Maria Kaitaia. We're trying to bring her story up. So there's where it's got the collections here, it's got all the different career dreams. So as I mentioned, we've filmed a career for every letter of the alphabet, and we're just looking to grow that. So under the netball, this should be a beautiful young lady called Maria Kaitaia. All you do is click on the image, and then it takes you through, where did you go? And so all the wires that we had last night is integrated into our stories. And so again, we just go around that, all those different things. So the way that we've just discussed dreams, no laughing, the way that we've just discussed dreams, there's a chance that they answer all those questions. So you can take the questionnaire away, put your own view in around each of those subjects. Share that with mum and dad, share that with your friends, show them what your dreams are so that they can support you. So just an example, but it's fair for you to watch every day now. That's the whole idea, is to use positive role models that talk about all the subjects that are on that questionnaire, and then basically we're asking you what your thoughts are. These are all the things, all the hard work, so it's not easy, but if you're prepared to work hard, it's all belongs to you.